Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Speakeasy, sophisticated sports talk with the best in the game. I'm the man behind the bar, joining you here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. And the man sitting right in front of me created this show. He created this studio. He gave my bum ass a job, and he's wearing the greatest color in history, orange, right now, with some non-prescription glasses. Emmanuel Acho, how are we doing today, man?
Oh, it is a fantastic day. Now, little housekeeping. James Jones had a family emergency, was supposed to be joining us today, but family emergency. Send prayers up to James Jones and his family. We will be seeing him shortly. Is Care Bear and your boy in the building? We were deciding, should we do the show, should we not do the show? But for your sake, for you watching on YouTube, we said, hey, you know what? Consistency's key. We in the building. It's gonna be a short show, but we're gonna have a good time. So y'all stick with us. Let's vibe.
A short show, but we are here to have a good time. And you know, we got a lot to talk about today. Not too much, but some big topics to talk about here today. First things first, we have to talk about everyone's favorite discussion during the NFL season, the MVP race. And as of right now, today, October 14th, 2025, Patrick Mahomes is
shocking.
the MVP favorite.
This was shocking.
This is crazy. He's first above Josh Allen, who's in second, and then Baker Mayfield in third, followed up with Matthew Stafford around fourth.
Can I tell you why this conversation holds so much weight to me? You just now know this. I've said it a couple times. Y'all might just be realizing this. So I'm an MVP voter. There are 50 of us that have been hand-selected by the AP committee, Associated Press Committee, and I am an MVP voter. I get cussed out by Baltimore Ravens fans still to this day because last year I voted for Josh Allen. The reason this is so shocking to me is because Baker Mayfield should currently be the front runner for MVP. I fully understand what Patrick Mahomes has done with his team, but the fact still remains the Kansas City Chiefs are sitting at 3-3. Baker Mayfield is sitting at 5-1. Baker Mayfield has led 4 game-winning touchdown drives. Baker Mayfield has beat legitimate opponents. Baker Mayfield has won in every single way, form, and fashion. And even the game that Baker Mayfield lost against the Philadelphia Eagles, he kept his team alive and kept his team fighting. So shout out to Patrick Mahomes for keeping the Chiefs at 500, albeit they've had offensive line issues, albeit Sheduer Rice and Xavier Worthy have missed time. But the fact that Baker Mayfield is not number one is still kind of shocking to me. And in all honesty, if I can be for really real, I think there's a little bit of bias to it. I think there's some bias to the fact that Mahomes is Mahomes. We don't see Baker Mayfield as an MVP. We can't envision Baker Mayfield as an MVP. And as a result, people do not want to give Baker the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see him as an MVP either. It doesn't sound right that Baker Mayfield is leading the MVP race, but through 6 weeks he is. I'm going to take more of the LaShawn Shady McCoy take on this. It's 6 weeks. It's not the full season. I got
away from Shady
You got to be
today.
able to see the whole thing. And the thing is, even though they have a 3-3 start, the Chiefs are now rolling offensively. And Patrick Mahomes is a huge reason why. He's leading the league in touchdowns now. They look as good as ever on the offensive side of the ball. They look like they're figuring it out. And now it makes sense. This is a projection for the entire season. The MVP is not won after 6 weeks of the NFL season.
Of course. But here's the dilemma is oftentimes voters are human. That's why I so much love this responsibility of being a voter, because now I fully understand how these things happen. And don't get it twisted. These awards matter. Josh Allen had a $1 million bonus in his contract, if I'm not mistaken, for winning an NFL MVP. So these conversations that we're having that y'all are watching right now aren't just flippant conversations. Like, careers are made and broken based upon these conversations. Players will go into the Hall of Fame or not go into the Hall of Fame. Your favorite player might get a gold jacket or not because of literally this conversation that we're having. That's how important it is. Here's why I am frustrated with the likes of Mahomes being the front runner right now. Voters, listen. Not all voters watch as much tape as I do. Today, right before the show, I'm watching Josh Allen Atlanta Falcons tape just to see what happened in that game. And it was actually revealed to me, Josh Allen just played like trash. Like, some receivers didn't get open, but the Falcons were rushing 6 people, and Josh just played like trash. Not all voters are actually watching tape. They're listening to, FanDuel has Patrick Mahomes as a favorite, so he must be the favorite. As opposed to, like, actually didactically breaking things down, conceptually breaking things down, based upon film, breaking things down. And so when you hear all year long, it's got to be Mahomes. It's got to be Mahomes. No Rashid Rice, no Xavier Worthy. What about no Chris Godwin? What about no Mike Evans? What about no Bucky Irving? What about no Emeka Ibuka for last game? Like, what about all of those? No. What about the fact that Baker Mayfield and this Bucs offense are absolutely rolling right now, winning games on the road, winning games at home? What about all of that?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting case right now. Out of all of those quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are the guys that you would expect to turn it up towards the later end of the season, especially with the Bills coming off of 2 losses and the Chiefs having a slow start. But Baker Mayfield is the one that gets the most weapons back out of this entire situation. Yeah. Sorry, the Bills, they're going to have to trade for A.J. Brown. I pray you do. Please take A.J. Brown away from the Eagles. But the Bills are going to have to trade for a wide receiver to be able to get more talent around him.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, they're waiting for Rashee Rice to get back, and now you're starting to see, even after Xavier Worthy came back, they're starting to roll a whole lot more because they have field stretchers. Him and Tyquan Thornton have been incredible. But I think, like you said, Baker Mayfield gets Mike Evans back later. Yeah. Chris Godwin back to go along and Emeka Egbuka back. And they're going to be a problem.
The fact that Baker's been able to keep his team this good while those players have been gone, that's what matters. Because Patrick Mahomes, I do think he'll make a legitimate MVP push as the season goes on. Remember, Mahomes has this team at 3-3. If the Chiefs mess around and go 12-5, mess around and go 13-4, mess around and go 11-6, all of a sudden we'll be looking back and say, wait a second, this Chiefs defense wasn't great. Mahomes did this by himself. If Mahomes finishes the season with 40, 45 total touchdowns, that's a conversation that we really will have to have.
Yeah, no, I mean, you speak about the favoritism that Mahomes and Allen have amongst the MVP voters. Odds also dropped today for Super Bowl, and the leaders were the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills, followed by the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions, then followed by the Eagles and the Rams. This doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Well, you know what this speaks to, though? This speaks to how much parity is in the league right now. Now, I do not know why you have a team like the Rams there, and the reason being is the Rams haven't looked good for 3 consecutive weeks. You know, they beat the Baltimore Ravens, didn't look good. 3 weeks ago, they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. They didn't look good. They lost to the San Francisco 49ers in overtime. They didn't look good. So I think we just have the Rams there because of Matthew Stafford, because of Sean McVay. The Chiefs should be there. Yeah. They deserve to be there. They've earned the right to be there. I can tell you this, though, right now. Unless the Buffalo Bills figure out their offensive woes and unless they get Josh Allen help, ain't no reason for them to be there either. Yeah. Ain't no reason.
I guess the question is here, like, are you confident that the AFC still runs through the Chiefs? How many times? Like, obviously, we know Patrick Mahomes every year of his starting career has gone to the AFC Championship at worst.
Yeah.
Does that continue this year? It looks like early on, Chargers were going to be testing them. Yep. Maybe the Broncos get hot and whatnot. Now it looks like, it's the Chiefs to lose again.
It's absolutely the Chiefs. But the reason is, like, you got to step on the Chiefs like one of them roaches and make sure they're dead. And y'all know what type of roaches I'm talking about, depending on where you grew up. Like, the Chiefs are the type of team that when you have them on the ground, kill them. If you let these Kansas City Chiefs into the playoffs, who gonna stop them? Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert? Like, who's going to stop Patrick Mahomes once he gets into the playoffs? I do not see a team being able to stop Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid once they get into the playoffs. Bo Nix? Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Who's going to stop that team? So for me, everything still runs through the Chiefs. Y'all have to make sure if you want to win the Super Bowl that you don't even let the Chiefs buy a ticket to the playoffs. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, they're getting a ticket to the playoffs, though. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. They're going to the playoffs.
Can the Broncos or Chargers not do anything about it in your mind?
No. Even if, I mean, like, wild card situation, you're not beating out the Chiefs for a wild card spot. Like, no, it's just not. This is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Last thing, keeping the Chiefs, Rashee Rice served a 6-game suspension. Yeah. My boy finally free Rice until it's backwards. It's finally backwards. He's going to be eligible to play this Sunday against the Raiders. How big of a deal is his return?
Gigantic. If you thought the Chiefs were making a comeback with Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice is what makes that whole system go. Rashee Rice is allowed. He works through the middle of the field. Xavier Worthy, he stretches a field. Like, Rashee Rice is going to come back, and the Chiefs are instantly going to catapult themselves into an additional touchdown or an additional 10 points a game. And not only that, he has fresh legs. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's healthy at this point into the season. Usually at this point into the season, you've already played 4 or 3 preseason games, plus you've already played about 6 regular season games. So players got 9 games on their legs. Rashee Rice is coming in, and he healthy, y'all. He fresh. He the dude who's walking into that workout at the end. When you got your workouts with your gym, and they coming in 20 minutes in, and you've already finished one round. Like, he's coming in so fresh. So I think this automatically makes the Chiefs the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were that way anyway. After getting Xavier Worthy back, the offense has looked completely different. We do have a couple of super chats about this.
Talk to me.
Jonathan Henry said, "How is Patrick Mahomes #1 LMAO? Doesn't make sense. And then we also had another one from Jonathan Henry. Patrick cost them the game against the Jags with the pick 6. Yes. Yeah, that was a momentum shift.
Here's why I hate Mahomes being number one. Because if y'all remember when Lamar Jackson won the MVP, it was 2 years ago. Lamar was the favorite over Brock Purdy, though Brock Purdy had played better up until that point. Now, we saw them play one another, and Lamar outplayed Brock Purdy. Then we moved Lamar Jackson ahead. But we cannot continue to live off of this name recognition bias. You know, like, at the end of the day, Baker Mayfield is outplaying Patrick Mahomes right now. Baker should be in front right now. Now, if you want to suggest that Mahomes will end up being best when it's all said and done, by all means. But I do not like when you just go off resume, bro. It's like when somebody comes out with an album and the album ends up being a hit and you're like, but have you actually listened to the tracks? The songs are trash, but you're just buying it off the reputation of the artist. Now, Mahomes obviously hasn't been trash this year. He's been good. Baker Mayfield's been elite. No more, no less. He's been elite.
Keeping it AFC and moving along, the Bills, they're one of the Super Bowl favorites as well. But, you know, they have been looking pretty shaky the last couple of weeks. And we had a super chat about this yesterday, and I wanted to bring light to you. I wanted to bring this tweet to the light. The Bills have only beaten teams that are 1-5 or 0-6. The biggest frauds in football, potential fraud calling right now.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
You got to beat good teams to get some respect around here. I'm just saying.
So you're ignoring the call?
I'm ignoring the call. I'm ignoring the call for right now.
I won't say that the Bills are fraudulent, but they are not Super Bowl champion good. Period. And if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, if you're Josh Allen, all that matters is being Super Bowl good. Shady said something yesterday like, bro, you think the Bills are that far away from winning a Super Bowl? Yes. If you go back and watch the Bills game versus the Atlanta Falcons, the Bills had no answer for pressure. None. They had no answer for when the Falcons were bringing pressure. The Bills did not have any receivers that were actually dynamic. Yeah, they got receivers that got hands. They got receivers that can catch. They got receivers that got fingers and opposable thumbs. Congratulations. But they don't have any receivers that, once they get the ball in their hands, they're actually doing something with it. Albeit Dalton Kincaid was hurt, Curtis Samuel was hurt, but as close as the Bills look on paper, Kieran, they're just not actually that close because they're still missing significant pieces. And when push comes to shove, I don't think they have the best coaching staff in football.
Wow. I mean, I think that's been something. They do get out-coached in the playoffs.
Correct.
They get out-coached in the playoffs continuously.
Consistently.
I think the issue with the Bills right now, like you mentioned about the Chiefs having the Broncos and the Chargers, the Patriots are coming. I'm sorry. They're young. They're good. Drake May is playing. We talk so much about these other quarterbacks having crazy seasons right now. The Daniel Joneses, the Baker Mayfields, the guys that you didn't expect to have elite seasons. Drake May is playing at that level right now. Drake May's playing amazing, and they beat them already.
But do you really believe in the Patriots when push comes to shove? Like I'm not even worried about
when they beat the Bills already. Yeah, I do. When they actually went out there and got a win on them.
Isn't that more of an indictment on the Bills than it is celebration of the Patriots? Now that you've seen the Bills lose to the Falcons, and not just lose, if we're being honest, they got whooped by the Falcons, but John Robinson, 230 yards. Isn't it more of an indictment on the Bills than it is like, oh, the Patriots are great? I think the Bills got the lack of a number one receiver is getting exposed. I think the Bills' lack of defensive playmakers are getting exposed. And like Shady said yesterday, who on defense scares you for the Bills? Who?
Not anybody, no. Nah, I mean, it just... The ghost of Trey White.
Real talk.
Yeah,
I mean, number one, they're an all light-skinned team, and with all due respect, y'all aren't intimidating.
What? Whoa! No, I mean, all light-skinned is crazy.
It's an all between Milano, Bernard, Rapp, number 7.
This is crazy disrespect.
It's an all light-skinned team.
Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxers of all time. He intimidated people.
Muhammad Ali was not light-skinned.
He was. Cassius Clay was not light-skinned.
No, he's not light-skinned.
That's crazy, bro.
Y'all doing
it's
an all light-skinned team.
Light-skinned.
It's an all light-skinned team. It's an all good hair team, which is all off-rip problematic.
The best player in the league right now is light-skinned.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
He's not playing the best.
He the MVP favorite right now. Gotta leave my bright boys alone, man. We keep it bright over here. No, but I think the Bills are in a situation right now where talent-wise they don't really have it. Yeah. But it's going to be on Josh Allen to not play bad. And maybe if he doesn't play as bad as he does against the Falcons, you're going to be able to see him.
But you know what's crazy? I think the Bills are a figment of greatness because Josh Allen will always keep them competitive. So as a result, we're like, oh, but the Bills are a 10-win team. They're an 11-win team. No, Josh Allen is a 10-win team. Josh Allen is an 11-win team.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills without Josh Allen would look a lot like the Baltimore Ravens look right now without Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Like the Bills are a 6-win team with Josh Allen. That to me is what I see.
I feel the exact same way. We just got a super chat from 214, Mr. DFW, the Eagles fan living in Dallas. He said, Acho, the Bills are wanksters. They just, I don't know what that means, but yeah, they just lost to a Falcons team that was shut out 30-0 to the Panthers. Panthers are a good team. Panthers are respectable. The Panthers are a very respectable franchise.
Okay, just because you beat the Cowboys does not mean you are respectable.
A very respectable franchise, the Panthers. Oh my goodness!
Hilarious. What else you got?
Well, speaking of teams that are struggling, the Eagles have been struggling offensively this year, and I know I saw you had posted something earlier talking about what their struggles were going on. I was wondering if you could break that down for me.
Yeah, so I post this video, Rome, if you haven't, I want the viewers to see, because what I was breaking down is why the Eagles' run game, Care Bears, struggles so much.
No, it's Saquon hasn't gotten going. Jalen Hurts in the run game, I guess. I don't know. A.J. Dillon they brought in there to just have big quads with Saquon Barkley as well. I don't know.
Shout at me in the back when we're ready.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, here it is.
You don't got to watch anything else. Now, don't judge me. I'm in a robe and I lost my voice. I was watching Eagles tape literally all night. If you remember nothing else, remember this. The Eagles run the ball on 2 downs, 1 distance, and out of 2 formations. It's 1st and 10. They run the ball on 1st down and 2nd down. That's the 2 downs. They run the ball on 1 distance and 10. And they run the ball out of 2 formations, 3 by 1 and pistol. I'm going to take you through all the clips. 3 by 1. 1, 2, 3. Eligible receivers on that side. That's a 3 by 1 formation. 2 downs, 1 distance, 2 formations. Wait, Acho, it's 2 by 2. Nope. Motioning to 3 by 1. Eagles do this all the time. Is the Eagles offense predictable? 2 downs, 1 distance, 2 formation, 3 by 1, and out of pistol. Right now, they're in pistol. 2 downs, 1 distance, 2 formations.
Wow.
Here we go. We got pistol again. 2 downs, 1 distance,
Y'all got the
2
point.
formation.
Hey, I'll be
2
honest
downs.
too.
Remember, now
they always they're calling that also to the boundary side every single time as well.
So here's the problem with the Eagles offense. And if y'all are watching this right now, consider yourselves in for a treat. Hopefully you get smarter in the next 5 minutes. If you are a defensive player, the very first thing you do when you're going up against any offense, particularly the Eagles offense, but any offense, you look at down and distance. That's the very first thing you do in football. You say, okay, what down is it? It's 1st down, it's 2nd down, it's 3rd down. Hey, what distance is it? Okay, is it and 5? Is it and 6? Is it and 8 and 9? If it's 6 or less, we're likely in man coverage, because if you play zone coverage with 6 or less, receiver can just turn around and catch the ball.
Yeah.
And so you're playing man coverage of 6 or less. So when you identify first and foremost, Care Bear, okay, it's 1st down and 10, Eagles run the ball. Eagles only run the ball in 3 by 1 sets, or when the running back is in a pistol set. A pistol set if the running back is positioned directly behind the quarterback. So if I am a defender, based upon scouting the Philadelphia Eagles, I essentially know within 90% accuracy every time they are going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball on the 1st and 10 is typically when they're running. 2nd and 10 is typically when they're running. But they're also going to run the ball out of 2 formations, a 3 by 1. Now, here's what's fascinating. 3 by 1, you don't have to line up in it. 3 by 1, again, dumbing it down for y'all, is if you have 3 eligible receivers to one side and 1 eligible receiver to the other side. 3 to one side of the quarterback, 1 to the other side of the quarterback. Eagles will either line up in 3 by 1, then it's easy. Or they'll line up in 2 by 2, and somebody will motion into 3 by 1. They run the ball on 3 by 1 or out of pistol. So the reason the Eagles offense is completely anemic right now is because they're entirely too predictable. I spent 35 minutes watching the Eagles game tape against the New York Giants, and in 35 minutes I deduced, wait a second, Eagles, y'all only run the ball on 3 by 1, and y'all only run it out of pistol, and then y'all primarily run it on 1st and 10 and 2nd and 10. 3rd and short, y'all aren't running it. 2nd and short, y'all are rarely running it. And truth be told, they only run about 3 running plays. You run inside zone, you run outside zone, and they run the play where the center pulls. So the problem with the Eagles offense is if a former linebacker and Emmanuel Acho can figure all this out, what do you think opposing defenses can do? Yeah, they figuring it out super quick.
No, they're just continuously seeing the same formation. I mean, well, if you're looking at that formation and that down and distance, you're essentially What does that change for a linebacker, though? Is it you still have to respect maybe play action and
so
whatnot?
the dilemma is the Eagles aren't running enough run-pass options. So if I'm a linebacker and I understand, okay, Eagles are in a 3-by-1 set, it's 1st and 10, 90% run, and they're not going to give me any pass option out of it, I'm sprinting downhill. I'm sprinting downhill, and I'm smacking the guard in the mouth. I'm smacking the tackle in the mouth. And the dilemma right now is the Eagles don't have the dominant offensive lineman they had last year. They don't have Mekhi Becton. He went to the Chargers. They don't have Landon Dickerson. Landon Dickerson's hurt. They don't have Cam Jurgens at 100% because he's dealing with an injury. And so the Eagles are essentially, have you ever played poker or played cards with your friends and you notice they're looking at your hand?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a second, how the hell did you know I was bluffing? Oh, because they saw your hand.
Yeah.
Or worse, if you playing on a glass table and you can see the person's cards through the reflection on the table. It's like, wait, how did you know what I had? The Eagles are tipping their hand every single play. So every single time the Eagles go out there on offense, the defense has a 75 to 80% chance of knowing what the hell the Eagles are doing. So we can blame Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts has missed way too much. And we can blame the offensive line because the offensive line, they're not nearly as dominant as they used to be. But when push comes to shove, the defense already knows what the Eagles are going to do before they ever do it.
And I was thinking this might have been like a Saquon Barkley issue or maybe just all offensive line issue, but it might just be a Kevin Patullo play calling thing. Because was there more, looking back last year or previous years, was there more diversity in their run game?
Yes, but here's the thing. The most complex offense I ever had to prepare for, and when I say prepare, I was always preparing the starters to get ready. I was preparing D'Amico Ryans, I was preparing Michael Kendricks, and really I'm just looking up extra notes as a backup linebacker. Most complex offenses I ever had to play against were offenses that had the most amount of formations and did the most things out of those formations. I remember going up against the Carolina Panthers. It may have been a North Turner Carolina Panthers. They had I formation. Fullback set. Yeah. They had twins two-back running back formation. They had Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. So they would come out there with 2 running backs. They would come out there with 2 tight ends and 1 running back. They would come out there with 4 wide receivers. So they would come out with like 12 different formations. And from those 12 different formations, they would have like 4 plays from all of those formations. So now Emmanuel Acho has to be prepared for 48 plays. Wow. Whereas the Philadelphia Eagles, they'll come out there with about 6 different formations, and they'll run about 3 plays from the 6 formations. So now I only have to prep 18 plays. What we have to understand is this, bro. Teams can only run certain plays out of certain formations. So the moment I see that formation, I know it's one of 4 plays. It's one of 5 plays. So if you have less formations, there are less plays. And the Philadelphia Eagles don't have a lot of formations, and they don't have a lot of plays. So there's no variety of formation. There's limited variety of play, and that's why this offense is going nowhere, and it's so incredibly stagnant.
Is that something they can add like throughout this? I mean, I know that you have teams install things throughout the season, whether it's like variations of routes later on and whatnot. But is this like, I don't know, is this changeable for them?
Here's I love this conversation, and y'all are in for a treat if y'all are watching right now because you don't find this stuff on national TV normally. The answer is no. You install your plays during the off season. From about April to June, you install the plays. During the season, all you're doing is tweaking certain plays. Let me give you a prime example. Okay, you're playing the Dallas Cowboys. All off season, you will work on a call called one double. One double simple. It's cover 1. It's man-to-man coverage. But the double, one double, that will be the signal. The double is, hey, we're going to double team the star receiver for the opposing team. So if we're playing the Steelers, it'll be one double. Hey, double goes to DK Metcalf. If you're playing the Giants, double goes to Malik Neighbors. Yeah. All you do during the season, oh, crap. Cowboys have George Pickens and they have CeeDee Lamb. What are we going to do on one double? Hey, we'll change it to one star this week. And the star is going to be CeeDee Lamb. So during the season, you're not creating more plays. You're just specifying your plays to your opponents. So the Eagles do not.
So you're just kind of setting it up throughout the entire season.
That's literally it.
Wow. Okay.
During the off season is when you're creating plays. Yeah. You don't have time to create a play during season. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can create a play here, you can create a play there, right? Yeah. The Detroit Lions with Ben Johnson, create a play here, create a play there. But you're not creating like a new playbook during the season. All you're doing during the season is changing the variety of the plays that already exist. You tracking with me?
No, yeah, I hear you.
So it's almost like a recipe book, bruh. And for those of y'all that cook, your ladies that cook, the men that cook, that are watching the show, you have your recipes. But what you'll do is, hey, you know what? I might need a little bit more salt on this one today. Hey, I might need a little bit more cayenne on this today. The recipe's not changing at all. You're just enhancing different flavors this week. So the Philadelphia Eagles playbook is already set. All they can do now is enhance flavors. But if the recipe's bad, the meal's bad, regardless of how much salt you put on it.
Wow, okay, because I was thinking like I know like most teams script plays like their first 15 or whatever. You have them come out and do that, but like I was under the impression that you had the plays in your playbook already, and then you started adding variations throughout the season. But no, it's more so the coaches are essentially just only showing so much of their hand, correct, week in and week out.
We install about 60 plays in the off season. You take about 18 with you into a game. So in the off season, we will install 60, and we'll install plays versus I formation, plays versus 4 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, 2 wide receivers, goal line plays. But I'm not taking all 60 in with me during every week.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a team like the Chargers and they're going to be run heavy, I'm taking 12 plays in that I would never use when I'm playing the Arizona Cardinals, and it's going to be Kyler Murray running around.
Yeah.
When I'm playing the Rams and Matthew Stafford doesn't run at all, I have no reason to call cover 1 spy. But when I'm playing the Cardinals and Kyler Murray runs all the time, I'm calling 1 spy. Hey, linebacker, spy Kyler Murray. Hey, instead of calling 1 spy versus the Rams, I don't need you to spy Matthew Stafford. Hey, linebacker, 1 double. Go double Puka Nacua. So I'm going to completely leave 1 spy off the call sheet when I'm playing Matthew Stafford and the Rams. And I'm going to take 1 spy with me onto the call sheet when I'm playing Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
So over the course of the offseason, you gather your 60 plays, and then every week you take in about 15 to 20.
I like that. We got another super chat from 214, Mr. DFW, Mr. I Hate Dallas, essentially. He said, it's the offensive coordinator. Our offense is too basic. Acho, do you think AJ makes it past the trade deadline without getting traded?
AJ's not going to get traded because Howie Roseman's not an idiot. And I think Howie Roseman's too cocky to trade AJ, because if Howie Roseman trades AJ, Howie looks like he loses. Howie does not like looking like a loser. I know Howie Roseman way too well. He cut me 5 times. Howie doesn't.
He cut you 5 times?
5 times before 25. 5 times. Cut me, sign me. Cut me. Me and Howie had the most love-hate relationship. Man. All the story. I was getting a haircut. We had a Monday night game. I'm getting a fresh cut. Chilling in a barber chair. I had to call. Hello? Acho. It's Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman, general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles, for those who know. Acho, it's Howie Roseman. Hey, man, just want to let you know, we got to let you go, bro. We found another linebacker. It's a little bit faster. Not that you're not fast. A little bit quicker. Not that you're not quick. But you mind bringing your playbook in to the facility, man? I know, so sad. Bro, he cut me in the barber chair, bro. Lineup was crooked. Hair was uneven, bro. True story. It's terrible. I'll never forget that day, bro.
Yeah, we found somebody better than you. Good luck with that. All right, that's crazy. That's actually insane. Also, Social Trey in the chat letting you know Acho's only pulling this light-skin slander because he's not in the studio. And he also asked to ask you what the thread count on the robe is that you had in that video. What's the thread count on that robe?
Social Trey, I hate you. 800 Egyptian cotton.
Wow. Okay, that was quick. We also got another super chat from Sam Highway. He dropped $10 super chat. Said Mahomes is the MVP, top 5 passer that leads his team in rushing in total yards, and his top receiver was cut from the Patriots. Not his defense. He's literally carrying the team this year. Real MVP. Stop the hate. I agree with you, Sam. I agree. Sam
came in hype.
Yeah, he did.
Sam came in hype.
That's how you drop a super chat, man. That's how you drop one. I hear him though. Tyquan Thornton. Like, come on now.
Facts.
Speaking of quarterback play, we have a video from your favorite, Shedeur Sanders.
What the hell
we had
did
a young
Shedeur do
fan
this time?
ask him a question. I'll let you take a listen.
All right, we're about to ask you some questions. You want to be in it?
Sure.
All right. You got 3 questions to ask Shedeur. It could be anything you want.
Do you think you should be starting?
You just want to cause controversy, I see.
Look, you told him that he has 3 questions. I'm asking the same thing. Hey, you think Dylan Gabriel's sorry as hell? Real talk,
bro. But that's as bad as growing up when they said, okay, if you could ask a genie for 3 wishes, what would it be? And the first wish is always, can I get some more wishes?
Facts.
That was that question.
Yeah,
it's such low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Shedeur's going to start before the season's over because Dylan Gabriel hasn't shown us anything exciting. He threw 52 passes last week for 220 yards, no picks, but no touchdowns. Ultimately, just no excitement. So more now than ever do I believe Shedeur is going to start before the season's over. Not because Dylan's going to be bad. He's just going to be basic. You know what I mean? And sometimes basic just isn't good enough. And if you're the owner of the Cleveland Browns and you're Jimmy Haslam, eventually I'm going to walk downstairs after we're officially eliminated from the playoffs, and we're going to see, hey, let's just see what the boy got. Like, let's just see what Shedeur got. So to me...
Sorry, my fault. Continue. Continue. Sorry.
Yo,
I'm sure that's what he's going to say, too. I'm not going to lie.
But Shedeur, I think Shedeur gets some burn. Where you at? You think Shedeur gets some burn?
I think he definitely does get some burn. Dylan Gabriel, I think he's... We'll see. To me, the real question is, can the Browns get any sort of pulse going on offense? This has not been like what they did against the Vikings out in London is the best performance they've had so far offensively, and it came at a loss as well. Even in their games that they win, the Packers, they look awful on offense. I think this is a situation where Kevin Stefanski, can you actually dial something up to make Dylan Gabriel look good enough to stay in the game? Because if he continues to have no touchdown performances and we go 4 or 5 straight weeks where he has, no touchdowns and maybe a couple of picks, what are we doing? What are we doing? We can't move the ball consistently. We're throwing incompletions all over the place. Yeah. You got to get some juice somewhere. So if they continue to lose, he rattles off 4 straight losses and the numbers aren't looking good, you got to try to give someone else a try.
Correct.
I don't know. They might rock with him, but
I'm with you on that. Like for me, eventually you just have to play Shedeur because if nothing else, trade value. Like the Baltimore Ravens are on their 3rd quarterback. It's week 6.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens are going to come to a point where they don't want to play Lamar because they're eliminated from the playoffs. And remember, the Ravens wanted to draft Shedeur.
Yeah.
So if the Cleveland Browns have no plans for Shedeur, use Shedeur, increase Shedeur's draft stock. The Baltimore Ravens already want Shedeur. By the end of the trade deadline, they might trade for Shedeur knowing, hey, we're not going to play Lamar Jackson the rest of the season. We're eliminated from the playoffs. Cooper Rush, he's not our future. Snoop Huntley's been here for 4 years and he's cool, but we know his ceiling. And more than anything, the Ravens know how to manage a personality like Shedeur. They're not scared of those personalities.
Yeah.
They got Lamar Jackson. They had Ray Lewis. They had Terrell Suggs. They had Ed Reed. Like the Ravens aren't intimidated by guys with big personalities, by guys with aura, by guys with flash. So if you have no use for Shedeur, play him, increase his draft stock, increase his trade value, and then make the trade.
The chat lighting up Dylan Gabriel right now. It's like a roast session. They said Dylan Gabriel's like Walmart. Send Gabriel to the Guangdong Sharks. Darling Dylan is Lake Erie trash water.
But here's my thing.
This is crazy. Y'all going crazy.
Dylan Gabriel's not even been bad. He just hasn't been special.
Big Toe would disagree with you. He said, never thought Dylan Gabriel was a draftable quarterback. This whole thing is comical to me. To be fair, I never thought Dylan Gabriel would be starting an NFL game.
Agreed.
I'm sorry.
Agreed.
His 6-year career, I never thought he had NFL traits or tools or he was going to be an NFL starting quarterback. So the fact that, if you would have told me a year ago, he's going to be starting over Shedeur Sanders on the Browns.
And in the 3rd round.
And he's going to be drafted 2 rounds higher. Huh? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean... He shouldn't. I don't believe he had the talent to be drafted where he was. But based upon what he's done in the league, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I don't want to prey on Dylan Gabriel's downfall just for Shedeur, because keep in mind, the Browns roster kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So if Shedeur goes out there, what the hell he gonna do?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, Gabriel 221 passing yards and 66.3 passer rating through 2 weeks. It's just
not good, bud.
Not the best. Not the best. Me and you were both from the city of Dallas.
You know what it is.
Are you a Mavs fan?
Bro, I cried in 2006 when the Mavs were
lost
up
to the Heat
2-0 and we lost to the Heat. I was great friends with the president of the Mavs at the time, and so I was sitting right behind the bench next to Birdman, next to Lil Wayne, next to Alonzo Mourning. Wow. I'll never forget. We go up 2-0 and then the refs call fouls on Dwayne Wade every time he breathed.
Yep.
And the Mavs go on to lose.
That's what it felt like.
Every time he breathed.
No, I still have PTSD from that Josh Howard taking a timeout in between the free throws instead of afterwards, so we didn't get a good shot off at the end of that game. Yeah, it's a lot. But the Mavericks are in the news right now as they signed head coach Jason Kidd to a multi-year extension. The Mavericks, I mean, do you think this was the right move for them?
I think it's a great move. I think Jason Kidd will bring the Mavericks a championship. I know that he will.
Wow.
Number one, he's incredibly well respected by everyone within the walls of that organization. Number two, he knows how to win a championship in Dallas. Remember, he was a point guard for Dallas in 2011 when we won our first and only championship up to this point. A 37-year-old just floor general. It was Dirk Nowitzki's team. It was Jason Terry's team, but Jason Kidd was a floor general at the time. And Jason Kidd, just an all-around mature human being who's relatable to the players, but also a fearless leader. I was in Dallas in April speaking to George Bush at the George Bush convention and had a really good convo with the former president. And then Jason Kidd pulled up. I didn't even ask him. I didn't know he knew who I was. But his son, 15 years old, fan of myself, fan of the show, he brought his son, brought his wife, came, hung out, heard me speak, and was like, yo, love what you do, all these things. And like the fact that on a school night, Jason Kidd would care enough about the maturation of his son to bring his son to an event that I'm speaking at just so his son could maybe get some wisdom that I might happen to by chance impart on him was like, okay, wait a second, Jason Kidd. You got your life in order a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you got your life in order a little bit. So I think he'll bring him a title. I would assume you think the same, or you?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know. I think it's getting harder and harder to win an NBA title right now, especially in the Western Conference with the Rockets having the team that they do.
But wouldn't you say it's easier? Because
they
now
let
there's
Luka
more
Doncic
parity.
go to the Mavericks. I mean, they let Luka Doncic go to Lakers.
It used to only be Warriors, Cavs for them 4 years. But now we've had 7 straight years with a different champion.
Yeah.
So to me, it's easier now than ever to win a chip. I mean, if we're doing our math right, what? Warriors 18, Raptors 19.
Yeah.
Lakers in
20, and 21 the Bucks, 22 the Warriors again.
Yep.
Then you had 23 the Nuggets, 24 Celtics, 25.
So we've had a different champion for 7 consecutive years.
Yeah.
I would say now it's easier than ever to win a chip. And between Cooper Flag, between Kyrie Irving, between AD, I think the Mavs have 2 years to get it done, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, with Kyrie and AD coming back, yes. Also, hilarious that like the Mavericks just draft generational white boys every time. It's just you get Dirk and Steve Nash, then you're like, you know what, we got Luka, we're gonna trade him away. First pick, Cooper Flag back in there.
You think Cooper Flag pans out?
Absolutely. He's a white #1 pick in the city of Dallas, but he has to work out. But I think this more than anything though. Cooper Flag gets one of the best situations that any #1 pick has ever walked into.
Yeah.
He has AD, probably, in my opinion, one of the best. Crazy doesn't have a DPOY. The best defensive player of his generation, Anthony Davis, to learn from on that side of the ball. And then he gets one of the most skilled and talented offensive weapons in the entire league's history in Kyrie Irving on the other side of the ball. He's in a perfect situation to sit there, learn. Jason Kidd's going to help him. He's running some at point guard. He's going to be all over the place, and he's athletic as hell, and he gets to play in space and do whatever he really wants to do out on the floor. It's a perfect setup for a #1 pick, a young guy learning what they're doing. Alpha Smart did drop this chat. He said 2011 Mavericks were legendary. I just wanted to bring this up. 2011 Dallas Mavericks have the toughest ring in sports history. Point blank, period.
Preach it.
They beat LaMarcus Aldridge and Brandon Roy in the first round. In the second round, they go up against the defending back-to-back champion Lakers with Kobe, Powell, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher, all of them. Swept their ass. They go to the Western Conference Finals. They play the Thunder with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant, 3 MVPs in the league. Beat them in 6. Then they go to the NBA Finals, play up against LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, one of the most stacked teams ever put together in NBA history. The Heatles beat them in 6 as well. Didn't go to a single Game 7 during that run with Dirk Nowitzki. And that's why I'm happy to be a Mavs fan.
Hey, and you know the craziest part? They retired Phil Jackson.
Yeah, we did retire Phil Jackson.
After that game,
Andrew Bynum was on that team. He was a dog then, too.
Phil was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Phil said, I'm out. I'm tapping.
Yeah.
My dog cooked.
Rick Carlisle coached circles around him, and Rick Carlisle's still a great coach.
Hey, I said it. We weren't going to be here for a long time, but we're going to be here for one hell of a time.
For a hell of a time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the last call already. Closing up the bar early, but you know, we'll be right back here tomorrow.
TJ Hushmanzada in the building.
TJ Hushman. TJ, who's your mama?
TJ, who's your mama?
TJ, who's your mama in the building tomorrow at 11:15 p.m. Eastern, 8:15 p.m. Pacific, 9:15 p.m. Mountain. If you live in Mountain.
Who lives in Mountain?
Also 10, I don't know who lives in Mountain.
Who the hell lives in Mountain?
Is Arizona Mountain or is it New Mexico? I don't know. One of them is in Mountain. And then if you're in the great state of Texas, you know, Central Time, we go live at 10:15 p.m. every night. Also, if you're in the chat right now, drop that like button, hit that bell button to be notified when we're going live next. And you know what? Subscribe to us, man.
What are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on?
What the hell are y'all waiting for?
We're here for y'all.
Literally.
We are literally
here for you.
Exactly. We didn't even have to show up today.
At all.
And we out here for you. I sound like a coach now. I sound like a coach. Anyway, appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, we'll see you in the Speakeasy.
Peace.